Do they produce realistic stats? I mean, it's literally impossible in IS to get realistic stats in an online league. Or in an offline league, to be frank. I mean, if you play online, you put in way too much human error. If you play offline, the human error falls on EA, who makes a terrible game. So if you want realistic stats, I think you're just playing the wrong game. That's my harsh, honest opinion. There's nothing that rosters and sliders can really do to fix that, unfortunately. Have I recovered from the Packers draft? You know, I've stopped listening to like everything because I'm just tired of thinking about it. I have not recovered. They did make a nice little street free agent signing the other day. They picked up Trayvon Hester, who's a good interior defensive lineman, so I like that move. But no, I have not recovered. There's so many things that just drive me crazy about that football team and the way they operate. It just really makes me sick. That's right, Stone. All right, why are we not? I mean, I am still extremely excited about Jordan Love. That is really the one saving grace, is I really am optimistic about Jordan Love. I thought that was one shining light on the entire offseason for the Green Bay Packers. But like, seriously, Josiah fucking DeGuara, are you kidding me? I have not recovered, no. Sorry, I'm adjusting this. He's trying to join in now. That's what's funny is I actually think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a really great teammate for Jordan Love. And the media is going to just try to find something. But I actually think Rodgers is going to be really good for Jordan Love. I just drafted Jordan Love in my Dynasty League. I traded up to get him in the 3rd round of our rookie redraft. Because I actually think we're going to see Jordan Love in, my guess is 2022. So I think we see 2 more seasons of Aaron Rodgers. Because the main reason I think that is the direction. Whoa. Don't wear the Reds. Don't. Tuesday or Wednesday, I would say, for 20.5 is a good estimate. All right, yep, this isn't gonna work. But yeah, I mean, very clearly, and this is why I get so upset about the Packers. It's not so much the draft. Like, I can get by one draft. It's the overall philosophy. 2 things, like the fact that they literally just don't think about free agents at all. But to go beyond that, they're trying to like replicate the 49ers. And we've seen teams do this all the time. They overreact to the one team that had a really great season that manhandled them. And LaFleur is taking it into overdrive because his brother is a coordinator for the Niners. That's the scheme he knows. He idolizes Kyle Shanahan. He just wants to replicate. And the NFL is not about replicating. You need to adapt and evolve. And he's just trying to copycat. They're trying to be the budget version of the 49ers, which is never going to work because if they go against the 49ers again, they're just going to get their ass beat. And not only that, they're trying to replicate the 49ers without actually replicating them. The only thing that makes the Niners scary as hell is their receiving threats. No one's actually scared of Raheem Mostert. Their offensive line isn't particularly dominant. The reason that scheme works is because you got to deal with Debo running a crossing route. You got to deal with George Kittle up the middle. It's not going to work in Green Bay if teams can just go man-to-man coverage on the guys that they have, and that includes Devontae Adams because the route concepts that are involved in that scheme aren't actually good for Devontae Adams' skill set. So they're not evolving. They're blowing their investments Like, think about how fundamentally flawed it is. They don't sign free agents. They've made occasional big name signings, but they don't go in and bring Marquise Lee off the street. They don't sign, Philip Dorsett for a 1-year, $1 million contract. They don't do that. They don't believe in street free agents. They don't believe in competition. They believe in building through the draft. So if you're going to build through the draft, if you're going to cut off the trade market, you're going to cut off the free agency market, and all you're going to do is build through the draft, you can't blow the draft that bad. You can't spend a second-round pick on a fourth, fifth-round running back who's a backup. You can't spend a third-round pick on a fucking fullback. It's just mind-numbing. So no, I'm not over the Packers draft. I think LaFleur was a good hire, but I think they're going way too far into like their philosophy and trying to go overblown on this thing. It's just going to backfire in their face. I think they're going to win 8 games next year. I don't. What the fuck? Why are you wearing red again? I'm so angry. But yeah, so that all leads into the fact that so if they want to run the play action Shanahan scheme, they want to run the ball, they want to play defense, they want to scheme up easy reads for the quarterback that quite simply scheme wide receivers open. That's why you got Deebo Samuel. It's part of why Kittle's been so incredible. If the long-term goal here is to have a nice scheme on offense that LaFleur can execute and get guys open, which is never going to work because eventually someone's going to catch on to the scheme, and while Shanahan is a genius and is going to adapt, LaFleur's just going to be staring there without any cards in his hand. He's going to be like, well, shit, I don't have any receivers that can get open, and I let Aaron Rodgers go. But because of the philosophy, I think that they'll move on from Rodgers because all they really see Rodgers is a strong arm that can run a little bit, that can get on the move and make throws on the move. That's why they like Jordan Love. I mean, if you're just going to take the mental aspect out of the hands of your quarterback, that's fine. That works for a lot of people, but you don't fucking need to do that when Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback who just might low-key still be the best quarterback in the NFL. We just don't know it because you're putting absolute garbage around him. It's like you have one asset. You have one thing that sets you apart from everyone else. If you want to set yourself apart and be different and actually stand out as a football team, embrace Aaron Rodgers. Don't fucking bury his role behind a simplified offense that's a copycat version of a different team with way worse weapons. It's just embarrassing. And they'll probably be decent next year. Like, their division still isn't that good. They still upgraded by letting Blake Martinez go. The defense will actually be pretty damn good if they can stay healthy like they did last year. They need to bring in some freaking corner depth. They need to sign some veteran corners that are just sitting there in the market, because if you think Kevin King's going to stay healthy another year, you're kidding yourself. But in theory, the defense should be pretty good. The offensive line is good. They should be able to run the ball. They do have 2 good running backs now. Like, they'll be a decent football team. It's just, you're not going to win a Super Bowl, though. Do I like Kevin King when healthy? Like is a strong word. He's fine. He's a solid number 2 corner. He's nothing special. He's somewhere around the 50th best corner in the league. That was my mistake. I shouldn't have come out and dime. I mean, fucking Christian Fulton. I guess Christian Fulton went the pick before them. Never mind. I was going to say Fulton in the second round would have been a much better pick than A.J. Dillon. What's up, Malzies? At least I hope the football world is finally waking up to the fact that Green Bay has done an absolutely atrocious job to help him. Like all these facts about like the first round picks. I hope people can just get off of Aaron's dick for a second and just acknowledge that he's done an amazing job with far inferior athletes his entire career. Like the reason guys fall to the second, third round is because they're not great athletes for the most part, or they're guys like Marquez Valdes-Scantling who have significant problems. I just saw the 2 tight ends. I called base. I assumed he was. I'm gonna call timeout. I don't like this. For me, the Packers shouldn't be drafting to beat their division. Like, they shouldn't be too worried about their division. It's not like the Bucks or the Saints who they're like, oh shit, we got like a powerhouse team we gotta compete with. They should be looking at, okay, how are we gonna beat the Saints? How are we gonna beat the 49ers? Spencer Rattler, he's the GOAT, man. Came up clutch last week for this team. Yeah, I mean, you can't really argue that, right? I mean, Cam Newton probably did have a better career than Andrew Luck. He got to a Super Bowl. He won an MVP. That's like the Tom Brady discussion, right? Like, Tom Brady had a better career than any quarterback ever. It doesn't mean he was better than any quarterback ever. I think they're actually right about that much. Yikes. That's not going to work. What's up, Defender? Yeah, I don't know if I should keep drinking this. Like, this is one of those like all natural energy drinks. I poured it into my own cup. Every time I have a sip, it gives me a headache. I feel like that's ironic. I drink Red Bull all the time. It never gives me a headache, but I drink an all natural thing and my body thinks it's crap. Is Michael Schofield good? Who signed Michael Schofield? He's a good pass blocker. He used to play tackle and was awful, but the Chargers kind of figured it out. They put him at guard, and he was actually pretty good. Yeah, I do like that. I noticed that today that Chris Thompson's on the Jags. That's a good signing. I like Chris Thompson. Worst draft besides the Packers. I know a lot of people didn't like the Patriots draft. There's a sack. I actually didn't mind it. I think the Patriots did a really bad job on day 3, but I actually really like the defensive pieces they got. They kind of made a mistake not coming out without getting a speedy wide receiver in this class was kind of a mistake, I think, but should McCarthy have been fired after the Brandon Bostic game? No, I think he deserved another year after that, but that was kind of the beginning of the end, and then he got like 3 more years because Rodgers kept bailing his ass out after that. Oh gosh, he's gonna take that for a while. Who's Jamar Smith? Panthers signed Schofield. That's a good signing. Quality guard. Nice tackle. Yeah, Chris Thompson he hasn't been able to come back from that broken leg 2 years ago. I think his body started compensating. Cowboys the favorite for the NFC East. Dude, the Cowboys and the Eagles, I think Vegas has them neck and neck right now, and I don't know, dude. I bet those two teams are probably going to be right next to each other in my power rankings. I can't tell you who's going to be higher at this moment, but when I get to my deep dives, I think they'll probably be right next to each other. I'm going to decline that. Oh, dude. The best thing Josh Rosen has done in his career is get Mike McCarthy fucking fired. Seriously. Maybe that's why I like Josh Rosen. He finally got Green Bay out of a massive hole. You know, McCarthy was a really good coach for a long time, and he does do some things well, and I think like him and Kellen Moore is a really nice duo. Like, I actually think he's going to do well in Dallas. His problem was he never adapted. We talked earlier in the stream about how, you know, the NFL, they say it's a copycat league, but really the best teams every year are the teams that get innovative. It's a league for innovators. And I mean, look at the best teams last year. You got Shanahan, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Saints. Like, they are constantly changing their offenses, designing new ways to scheme guys open. Like, in a lot of ways, like, between the margins, the NFL is very much a copycat league, but the real winners are the teams that innovate, and McCarthy never did that. But Kellen Moore, I believe, is an innovator, the play caller for the Cowboys. So, I think that's actually a healthy relationship. One thing McCarthy actually did really well was, like, he's just a good coach. Like, he's, you know, like Pete Carroll. Like, he's just a good football coach. Like, he works well with players. He understands people. Like, he's a good leader. He runs a good program. He just got super complacent, and the problem is the complacency spiraled with the complacency of his fucking front office, who never did anything. So the combination of Ted Thompson and Mike McCarthy was just toxic. But you put him with Jerry Jones, who's actually a really, like, aggressive, like, forward-thinking team builder. Other people that are going to push him a little bit and come up with other ideas, unlike Ted Thompson, who's just sitting there eating steak dinners every day and not changing anything. Like, I actually think McCarthy's going to work out in Dallas. Yeah, Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver in college right now. Yeah, Aaron hated him. The media just makes me sick. Yeah, man, the Eagles are going to get a lot of flack for the Jalen Hurts thing, and that's not the pick I would have made, and I kind of bashed them for that. But for the most part, the Eagles have had an excellent offseason. I mean, their problems last year were secondary, and wide receivers. They bring in Darius Slay, and they literally just go to Target, buy a six-pack of darts, and they say, here's a bunch of fast receivers. We're just going to rapid-fire darts at them. Marquise Goodwin, Jalen Reagor, the dude out of Southern Miss. Hopefully Deshaun Jackson stays healthy. Let's not get rid of him. Let's keep him around. Will the Jets figure anything out before they ruin Darnold? We'll see how that offensive line comes together this year. Still got a lot of worries about right tackle, but they made a lot of moves. If that offensive line can come together, I think, you know, they had the right approach. Like, that's kind of what the Buffalo Bills did, and they're replicating that interdivision. The Buffalo Bills had an awful offensive line in their first year. And then they said, you know what, let's sign like 5 free agents. Let's draft a couple guys. Let's just mix this thing up. Blow it up, see what group works best together. And we might not have the best offensive line in the league, but let's just get this thing back to like a marginally solid offensive line. Like, just give us a top 20 offensive line. And I think they can do that with the pieces they've made, pieces they've brought in. And then Like, I don't love the receivers, but I think Darnold's good enough to work with the guys they have. Mims is a big... Oh, what a throw and catch. Way to low point that thing in there, Mahomes. You know, I think Mims does replace what you had in Robbie Anderson as a deep threat, a mismatch problem. You know, Anderson a little faster, but I think for the most part, like, that replaces that role in the offense. Jamison Crowder was a beast last year. He did not get enough respect for what he did. Oh. Chris Herndon can play. You got Le'Veon Bell. Like, I don't know. He's got a chance. This is the best unit he's had so far, I think. Nice play.
Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
That was beautiful. Oh yeah, I brought in Brashad Perriman too. Between him and Mims on the outside, you got some vertical ability. I don't know if Perriman ends up starting over Mims though. I think when they drafted Mims, they're kind of conceding that Perriman not going to have too much of a role here. Wow, that was to my tight end. Yeah, I agree. The Packers should let Aaron Jones go. I'm surprised Aaron Jones hasn't decided to hold out yet. I would not play this year if I was Aaron Jones. Like, if he's on a 6th-round contract, he got some incentive boost in there. He's getting like $2 million this year, so not bad. But if he gets hurt this year and he has a record of injuries, if he ends up getting hurt, like, he is screwed. He's like 25, 26 years old. No one's going to pay him. He'd be better off, personally, just not playing and then getting a 3-year, $30 million contract because someone would give him that. He's a hell of a football player. And, my God, if Aaron Jones holds out, Packers are going to do one of two things. They'll overpay him, which is the worst thing they could do. Or they are going to be absolutely fucked. Like, Jones is their best. Jones is legitimately their second best wide receiver. And he lines up out of the slot. Oh, Jesus. He lines up out of the slot a lot. Like, if you take Aaron Jones off that team, oh my God. Like, he was legitimately their second best wide receiver last year, and they did nothing to change that fact, so. Man, Tyreek is getting fed today. No! Oh, fuck, dude. I low pointed it. I thought low pointing it there was going to work a lot better than that. I was trying to throw it to the back of the end zone. It was wide the hell open. I thought if I low pointed it, he would put it behind the safeties, but apparently not, or behind the linebackers. Apparently not. Jesus Christ. That's 20 picks this year. Oh, gosh. No, A.J. Dillon is... He's Derrick Henry. That's what he is. He's a really good player. He's a beast, but... I still think it was an incredible reach. Purdy's overall is pretty good, but I think it's going to go down because we added a regression system for quarterbacks. You lose one random quarterback trait for every pick you throw over an even ratio, if that makes sense. There's a safety. I'm mad at myself for that pick. Shouldn't have low pointed it. Dang, good coverage by his corners there. What's up, Mexi? Ooh, Jack Doyle. I don't know why I decided to throw that. I think I was trying to hit the check down and I panicked. Quarantine life is good. Just rostering, you know, the huge. James Morgan was the best pick in the draft. What if James Morgan turns out to be the next Tom Brady and overtakes Sam Darnold? Dude, I don't know what's going on, but it's like bizarre how different me and Brett Coleman's opinions are on the draft this year. It's weird. Like, I have a ton of respect for Brett, and I know he knows what he's seeing. And I have a ton of confidence in what I'm seeing. And I'm just intrigued by the fact that we have such different evaluations on so many of these guys. Oh! Yeah, dude, Panthers rebuild is going to be lit. Thinking, if we get the roster done on Monday, maybe get that thing up and going by, like, Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll see. I saw that. Taco Charlton on the Chiefs is fascinating to me. I think he'll come in and compete with, like, Okafor and the guys they have there. Ogba's gone, so he kind of fills that void from the bigger-bodied edge guy. I mean, Belichick's dog picked half the players, so... James Morgan is every strong-armed camp arm that you bring into camp like 2 days before camp starts and then ultimately cut in like the 4th week of the preseason because you don't have room on your roster for your practice squad quarterback. That's who James Morgan is. I think I get the seam because people run a lot of cover 2 against me. Oh, nice. Oh, jeez. Well. Yeah, Josh Woodrum. Exactly. Defender. That's exactly who he is. Or the guy that the Eagles have that's been their backup. Sudfeld. Thoughts on DJ Moore? I love DJ Moore. I think he's going to work really well with Teddy Bridgewater, too. Short to intermediate game. With Robbie Anderson to keep defenses honest, even though Teddy's never going to throw to him. I can't think of a guy that I'll be lower on in fantasy football next year than Robbie Anderson. Like, not that people are going to be crazy high about him, but I bet he'll be like a 6th or 7th round pick, right? I honestly would not draft Robbie Anderson. I don't think he is going to touch the fucking football with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback. He's a nice piece to like keep teams honest, but I mean seriously. And it's not like he's the guy they're going to manufacture touches for, because you've got DJ Moore, you've got Curtis Samuel, at least for now, and you've got Christian McCaffrey. So like, why are you're not going to throw screens to Robbie Anderson when you got those 3 guys? Like, that's just a waste of your resources. So like, honestly, if Robbie Anderson has more than 40 catches next year, I'll be quite surprised. Oh, nice play. Patrick Surtain. Damn. If Teddy Bridgewater went to the Bears, he'd be my dog Teddy's favorite player. Easily. Dang, Chris and Hawking this week. I gotta find out when that game is and host it. That's a huge game. I wonder if that's going on. Like after this, we could rate it. Toss left. Nope. Let me check the schedule. Teddy is sleeping with mom right now. Good D. Let's see. Redskins, Saints. They have not scheduled yet. Steelers offseason was quiet. They didn't really have a lot of room to grow. It's not really much to say. I think they'll be good. Get Big Ben back. They maintained. Oh, gosh. Nice tackle. All right, we got 3 minutes to go. What would I give the Panthers for Curtis Samuel? It's probably worth a 4th. Third would be too much. Tyreek's gonna get a touchdown here. That was too easy. AFC North is going to be lit next year. Granted, the Ravens are remarkably impressive, but it's going to be competitive. There's going to be some really good games between those teams next year. NFC South, just Atlanta to me just didn't do enough to really get me excited. That's the thing. Like, Atlanta will have a good offense again, but it's another year of Julio, Matt Ryan, that offense doing their thing. Like, the offense is solid, capable, like, whatever. Gurley is not even an upgraded Devonta Freeman, in my opinion. Not like it matters anyway, but I mean, Carolina's just not going to be all that good, all that scary. Oh, do we have an injury here? Oh, Andy Dalton will get signed way before Cam Newton. Cam Newton, I'm giving Cam Newton a 50% chance of even signing with the team before the year starts. Like, no one's going to sign him until they can look at his shoulder. And they can't do that until this COVID situation's over, which who knows when that's going to be. Get it out. Yeah, Kyler can absolutely be better than Watson. My guess is Everson. I mean, the whole edge market is playing itself out, right? Everson's waiting on the Jadeveon Clowney domino. Clowney thinks he's way better than he is. Nice pressure. Call timeout. Clowney wants, like, he's just waiting. He wants someone to get desperate and pay him like $20+ million. He wants what D Ford got. He wants what Frank Clark got. And no one's doing that. Oh, nice play. Like, even D Ford and Frank Clark are better pass rushers than Jadeveon Clowney. What's up, Dolphins? Clowney, he's probably getting like $15 million offers, which is exactly what his market. Like, he is a Zadarius Smith, right? Like, Zadarius Smith got about $16 million. And Clowney's never had a season as good as Zadarius' last 2 seasons. Let's be very clear about that. But Clowney has that first round pedigree, all that. Oh, jeez. But Clowney's very clearly not in a rush to take a $15 million contract. He wants that mega max defensive contract. Dang, nice catch. Nice play. Wow, Black Sheep's putting up a fight. He's having a rough season, but he's showing up. No, not the last game of the year. If we win this, we'll be 12-2, so we have 3 more games. Yeah, Black Sheep is a great dude. Just goes about his business. He's been here since day 1. He's just waiting for that dream season. Always respectful, never complains. We love Black Sheep. Black Sheep is one of the TFGO rocks. Alright, let's see if we can... 20 seconds. Oh, no. All right, we got to kick this field goal. Come on, go, go, go. Get the team on the field, guys. Get the team on the field. I don't know if the clock's going to run. Yeah. That sack hurt. Mahomes got stuck in mud, and that... What sucked about that is the post was coming open. The post had a legit chance to score there, but the pass rush got in. I wanted to get out of the pocket and throw that post, but that'd be great. Get some TFGO on ESPN. I think it's TFGO app, Stone. Try TFGO app. Why did my tight end stop running? If my tight end kept going, he was going to sneak behind the defense there, but he didn't. Does that the TFGO app that doesn't have the answers in it still, does it? Ah, it does. That's an issue. I gotta fix that after this game. Someone somehow got an edit link. Oh, that is an edit link. That's the problem. Aha. That makes sense. I need to fix that. All right, we scored in the same look earlier to Mecole. Let's see if it happens again. Whew. It was disguised that time. The one-win teams are giving us a hard time this year. Long Bomb was up on us late into that game. Black Sheep is having a great game. Oh, nice catch. Good D. God, Solomon Thomas having a great game. I don't like to get into fan bases, Stone. Everyone's got toxic fans. Everyone. Everyone's got toxic fans. Everyone's got great fans. Everyone thinks their rival. Everyone thinks other fan bases are worse than theirs. People suck. That's what I know. People suck and people are stupid. Every fan base has dumb fans and toxic fans. That's what I've learned in my position. Usually the hype teams, whoever ESPN's talking about that month, those tend to be the toxic fans of the month. I just called base defense on 3rd and 10. Whoever thinks they're hot shit at the moment, that tends to be the toxic fans. And usually you think you're hot shit when ESPN hypes you up. Get it. Ugh. What jerseys do I have? On my wall, I got Walter Payton and Julio. I got a Philip Rivers jersey. I have a signed Aaron Rodgers jersey that I'm waiting until the COVID's done so I can frame it and put it on my wall. That's gonna look dope. Do you guys listen to the fantasy footballers? What's the website they always advertise that's really good for like signed memorabilia? Because I wanna get some more jerseys. You can't keep one-on-one in them. It's not gonna work. Pristine auction. Thank you. I was trying to think of that. I haven't listened to the footballers in a long time. I stopped listening to fantasy podcasts because I get mad at fantasy football podcasts because fantasy analysts have not stood up for 2 quarterback leagues the way that I think that they should. I think fantasy football is a joke if you don't play in 2 quarterback leagues. And most shows don't talk about 2 quarterback leagues. Dang, nice play. It's coming back though. I'm just gonna kick it instead of going for it from. Okay, you want to know why single quarterback is a joke? I have a hard out, like a hard cutoff. I do not play fantasy football if it's a single quarterback league. I don't care if it's a family that asked me to be in it, my best friend. I don't care if freaking Chris Collinsworth called me up and said, hey, we're starting a PFF league. Do you want to be in it? It's single quarterback. I don't care. I will not play in single quarterback fantasy football leagues because it is literally moronic that the most fun players to watch, the most valuable players in the league, guys like Matt Ryan, guys like Aaron Rodgers, guys like Tom Brady, go in the very last round because they have no value in fantasy football. It is so dumb. So in a 2 quarterback league or a super flex league, you actually have to take those players early. And in a single quarterback league, like if you're in a 10 or 12 man league, over half of the league, like the quarterbacks that are on TV are just chilling on the waiver wire, on benches. Like it's so much more fun going into your matchup when there's 4 quarterbacks to keep an eye on that have a big impact on your game. Like that's the most fun thing to watch, right? Is the quarterbacks. But they have no value in fantasy football at all. All you're rooting for is that your freaking Zeke Elliott gets a 1-yard touchdown. It's stupid. There's a sack. You're just sitting there on the edge of your feet praying that the Dallas Cowboys, you don't give a shit what Dak's doing because he's the 17th quarterback and he's a free agent. But you do care that Zeke gets those 6 points for his 1-yard touchdown. Like, if you don't play in a 2 quarterback league, you are doing it wrong. I'm telling you that right now. Don't throw it. Like I'm so passionate that single quarterback is the wrong way to do it that I stopped listening to fantasy football podcasts because every time I heard Mike Wright and Jason Moore, yeah, that's right. I love the fantasy footballers. Like, if you like fantasy football, listen to their podcast. They are amazing. They're hilarious. Their analysis is great. Like, I love that podcast. But I personally got so angry listening to them because they're like, every time around draft season, they're like, don't draft a quarterback. Don't draft a quarterback. You don't need to. And they're completely right. If you're playing a single quarterback league, they are spot on. You should not be drafting a quarterback. But I hate that that's just okay amidst fantasy. Like, I hate that that's just accepted. And I do get a little frustrated that, and maybe I am wrong. Maybe single quarterback is the way to do it. But fantasy football community caught on to PPR, and now PPR is streamlined. I bet in 4 years we're going to be looking back and saying, why did we ever play single quarterback leagues? But I do think that people like the fantasy footballers should take more of a stance on it. Oh, yikes. Like if they came out and said, moving forward, we are officially going to be two quarterback league podcast, it would change the game. But I think all these analysts are afraid to be the people that do that, because then all of a sudden, you know, people don't like change, right? You're risking people stopping listening to your show because it doesn't apply to their league that won't get with the times. Nice play, Ramsey. Oh my God, nice play. Yeah, Mahomes is having a crazy day. I also barely ran the ball today. But to my credit, I can't. I have 5 carries for 19 yards. His defensive line is kicking my ass today. That's right, Vic. Someone has to be the fantasy football equivalent of getting rid of the headphone jack. That's a great analogy. Oh, God, Deion Jones. Started covering the underneath. And it's still a 2-score game. Glad that didn't get picked off. Thanks, baller. I still use the headphone jack. Did the new Galaxy really get rid of the headphone jack? That's disappointing. Hey guys, I fixed the Darth Vader issue. Problem was I have it plugged into a USB splitter, and the USB splitter doesn't give enough power because my microphone is powered through USB. It doesn't have its own power cord, so the USB splitter wasn't giving enough juice to the mic, and when the mic doesn't get enough juice, geez, my D line is going ham today. When the mic doesn't get enough juice, it slows down the frequency so that it can still work. But that obviously sounds awful. So that's why you get the Darth Vader voice. So now it's plugged directly into my computer, which gives it plenty of juice. Good D. Well, the other thing, Pat, is I started listening to only like real football podcasts because, like, not trying to be cocky or whatever, but oh gosh, Tyreek. But like, I don't really need fantasy advice. Maybe I do because I haven't won in a while. But as far as like knowing players and like who's gonna be good, like I don't really need. There's nothing that a fantasy football podcast is going to tell me that I'm not really aware of. That's a great question, Packers. Favorite Star Wars? Mine's probably either Revenge of the Sith or what's episode 7? I forgot. I do listen to Zach's podcast. I love Zach. I want to meet Zach this fall. I'm going to be in Cincinnati, so I want to hook up with him. Not that kind of way, though. Get your mind out of the gutter, people. The Force Awakens, yeah. I love The Force Awakens. I'm gonna go Revenge of the Sith and then The Force Awakens. Revenge of the Sith is so underrated. So underrated. Oh God. Oh God. This is... I'll just punt it. My punting game has been very bad this year. Oh, that could be a good one. Nope. Touchback. I am so bad at punting. Ooh, good D, good D. We usually don't accept underage applications. Unfortunately, we've had a really bad track record of high schoolers. Get the ball. Get the ball. Ugh. It's nothing personal. It's just we used to let 16 plus, and it just every single time we had problems. Whether it was people following the rules or just their schedules, like getting their Xbox taken away or make a play, Henderson. I'll take it. I'll take it. Defense is showing up today. Guys, we're coming to the end of DeAndre Swift's Chiefs career, I think. Unless he doesn't get paid much in free agency, but I can't afford him. I don't know, Maxie. You'll just have to wait to find out. Deep dives will start up probably at the end of May. Anyone can win the AFC East. AFC East is up for grabs, I think. I mean, the Bills were very fraudulent last year. Oh, jeez, did I not get it? Alright, they gave it to me. I was gonna say. Ryan Fitzpatrick might be the best QB in the AFC East. No, I'm gonna X-nay that one. Darnold and Allen are definitely better. You got a big cat. Excited to release him. Getting right back to work after this game. I think people are starting to sleep on Darnold next year. I think Darnold's gonna have a nice season. Let's put it this way. Fitzpatrick on a good day is the best QB in the AFC East. But if you only get that good day 5 out of 16 games, that doesn't do much for you. Nice play. 500-yard day for Patrick Mahomes. It's not easy, big cat. Or big catch. I don't think the season will get canceled. I think we're slowly starting to return to normalcy here. I mean, I could be totally out of line to say this, but I mean, once they get those tests, once they figure out how to test you so that you can know if you have the antibodies, they just got to start cranking those things out. And then they can just say, you know what, it's at your own risk, guys. Like, get yourself tested, get the antibodies, or once you have the antibodies, you can go out, do your thing. I don't know. It's weird times. Weird times. I feel like as we approach June and July, though, we're going to start to have a much better grasp on like what this virus is, how we can contain it, who's actually at risk of, you know, death. Touchdown. Let's go. I am, assuming we win this, I am 12-1. It's been my best season by far. Oh god, did I miss it? I did. Ooh, good play. Jeez, is that 3.5 for Thomas? 4.5 for Solomon Thomas. Have a day, dude. 10 sacks on the season now. Ouch. Darren Lee has been a total stud in this cash out. God, I cannot run the ball today, though. I have like 26 rushing yards and like 500 passing yards. Dude, Rodgers is a huge Halo 3 fan. I bet Rodgers would beat Brady in the Gulag. I don't know how much gaming Brady's done in his life, but I know Rodgers is a huge Halo 3 guy. So I bet he would beat Brady in the Gulag. Gulag, whatever. Gameplay tips to get better. I mean, you beat me, McCready, so I should be the one asking you. Oh, Jesus, Mahomes, come on. Let's just move the sticks. just throwing a nice little crossing route there, Mahomes. You got to meet Rodgers? That's pretty sweet. How was he? Was he the douchebag that everyone tells you he is? Did he tell you he hates you and your family and thinks you're going to hell? Because if you ask Twitter or ESPN, that's probably what he would have said to you at first sight. Jeez, Solomon. Oh, that's actually Tyus Bowser. Thanks, Carson. Thanks for the cheer. I am excited for 20.5. I got the Patriots. It's gonna be an interesting rebuild with those Patriots. What happened with Aaron Rodgers and his family? We got 3 minutes. I can get into it. So basically, Rodgers grew up in and I'll try not to make assumptions here, but I have tried to really dig into Rodgers' upbringing and what happened. So Rodgers grew up in an extremely nice throw. Almost like cultist tiny community in California. Cult is offensive, but let's put it this way. His family is hard Christian. Not like good Catholic family, like traditionalist, like hard, like borderline cultist Christian. And based on what I've heard from Aaron Rodgers from his podcast with both Danica Patrick and Pete Holmes, where he talks about his faith, he basically says the way he grew up was that if you are not a Christian, you are confined to a fiery hell, to quote him. That is how he was raised. And he, as he grew up, really disagreed with the way he was raised. Started to question his parents a little bit. And the thing I respect maybe the most out of Aaron Rodgers is how thoughtful he is and almost weird genius he is. In the Pete Holmes podcast, I really encourage you guys to go listen to it. He knows everything about ancient Egypt for some reason. I think he has some kind of an eidetic memory. He loves to read. And as he grew up, he believes in God. He's a religious guy, but he hated his upbringing. And as he grew up, he read the Bible. He read the scripture for Judaism, for Buddhism, for every religion. He has searched for his faith. He wants to find a faith he is, but he is non-denominational. He won't say he's a Christian. He won't say he's Jewish. He won't say he's anything. Jesus, what a catch. He believes in God. He just doesn't believe in the religions that basically at some point every religion is exclusive. And he hates that. And I think part of that grew to a lot of frustrations from his parents about the way he was raised. And I think that people blame Rodgers for not talking to his parents when I think there's probably a lot of things going on with his parents that we don't understand. And then his brother went on The Bachelor and outed him. Basically called him a dick on The Bachelor when Rodgers was just minding his own business. And he's just you know what? I'm sick of this shit. People have family issues all the time. It doesn't mean he's a bad person. I know a lot of really good people that don't talk to their dad or don't talk to their mom. It's not always, if someone doesn't talk to their abusive father, and we don't know anything about Rodgers' upbringing. We don't know if he was abused as a kid. But it's a very traditionalist culture that he's coming from. We don't know. He could have been abused as a kid. He could have a complete lack of respect for his parents. We don't know what they've said to him. We don't know anything. But I know a lot of really good people that don't talk to their parents because they don't like their parents. Their parents are bad people. So that's why I get so pissed, because it's Aaron Rodgers is super thoughtful. He's constantly giving back to the community. And from all the angles I can see is that his family has outed him. So that's my little spiel on Aaron Rodgers and his family issues. Next time you make fun of Rodgers for not talking to his family, when was the last time you made fun of your friend who was abused by his alcoholic father or anything like that? And Rodgers, he has never publicly thrown his family under the bus. He's minded his own business. And people have taken his family issues and then projected it onto his football career because Greg Jennings, who hasn't talked to Aaron Rodgers or played with him in 6 years, was frustrated with the way he was handled as a diva wide receiver. So they correlate those two things and then say, oh, Aaron Rodgers is a bad teammate. He's a bad person. It's just ridiculous. So there's my Aaron Rodgers spiel. That was a fun stream, guys. Good game, Black Sheep. I don't know when next advance is going to be, but we climbed to 12-1. Mahomes had an absolute day. A little disappointed in the one pick I threw. That was on me. I shouldn't have low pointed it. But that was fun. We had some heavy hitting topics today. 26 rushing yards. I could not move the ball on the ground at all today. All right, see you, everybody. Back to work on the roster. On to round 5. See ya.